During this quarantine period, let us make ourselves busy by learning. Okay, so we are going to discuss about 12th standard chemistry. So in this, as we all know that in 11th standard also you have two volumes of books. So that in 12th standard also there are two textbooks, volume 1 as well as volume 2. So in volume 1 there are totally 7 units, and in volume 2 there are totally 8 units. So in the first volume, inorganic there are 5 lessons and physical 2 lessons. Whereas in the case of volume 2, physical 3 lessons and organic chemistry 5 lessons. So this is just about a overall view of what you are going to learn in the upcoming academic year. Okay, next one is inorganic chemistry. So inorganic chemistry, just now I said that it contains 5 units. So first unit is metallurgy, and the second unit is P block elements 1, and third unit is P block elements 2, and fourth one is transition and inner transition elements, and fifth one is coordination chemistry. So let us start with the first unit, metallurgy. So what is metallurgy? So metallurgy is nothing but it is related to science and technology of the metals. Okay, what are the learning objectives? What we are going to learn out of this unit? First one, we can know various methods of concentrating ores as well as extraction, and then thermodynamic principles, as well as what are the applications of the metals also. So first one, before going into all these chapters, we must know what is metal. So metal is nothing but it is a shiny as well as malleable thing, which is in the two states. One is free state, another one is combined state. We can classify these metals into two more types also, less reactive and most reactive. So less reactive metals, for example noble metals such as copper, silver, gold and platinum, these are called as less reactive metals. And then these are said to be free metals also. It is nothing but the native metals which can occur naturally as such, without combined with any other metals, that are called as native or free metals. These native or free metals are also called as less reactive metals. Next one is combined metals. So combined state is nothing but they can exhibit in the form of oxides, sulfides, sulfate, carbonate, silicate and so on. Okay, so the next question rises, how can we get these metals? So how the ancient people get their metals, what are the applications they had at that time? Okay, so ancient people used the available materials in their environment, which can be either fire as well as metals also. So they have only limited available of sources. By that sources only they have utilized at that time. Whereas in the case of modern world now, we have a wide range of metals in our daily life. So these are very much useful for us also. So we can have we have to exhibit, or we have to design an eco-friendly metallurgical process which would minimize the waste as well as maximize the energy efficiency. So it is very important. Our methodology must be eco-friendly. So eco-friendly means it has to minimize the waste as well as maximize the energy efficiency. So the next one is, we must know about what is mineral and what is ore. So mineral is nothing but it is a naturally occurring substance. This naturally occurring substance can be obtained by mining, which contains the metal in a free state or in the form of compounds. In the form of compounds, it can be like either oxide, sulfide, sulfates, carbonates, etc. So these are called as mineral. So in the most of the minerals, the metals of interest which is present only in the small amount. Okay, so the reasonable amount of reasonable percentage of metal is only present in the mineral. So what about ore? So ore is nothing but it is a high percentage of metal. It means that compared to mineral, the ore contains large amount of the metal as well as From this ore, we can extract conveniently as well as economically some amount of minerals also. So all the ores are minerals, but all the minerals are not ores. Why is it so? Because mineral contains only reasonable amount of metal, whereas ore contains a large or excess high percentage of metal. So by this high percentage of metal, from which we can extract some amount of the metal, that's why it is called as ore. And then I have shown you some of the examples of ores. So aluminium, it has three important ores. One is bauxite, and then diaspore and kaolinite. But out of which bauxite is the best ore for aluminium, because from this ore only we can extract so much amount of aluminium. And then for iron, there are five important ores for iron: hematite, magnetite, siderite, and then iron pyrite and limonite. Out of which iron pyrite is the best ore to extract iron. The molecular formula of this is FeS2, that is iron sulfide. And for copper, copper also contains five ores: copper pyrite, copper glans, cuprite, malachite, and azurite. So copper pyrite, it is CuFeS2, that is copper iron sulfide combination. So from which only we can profitably extract copper ore. And then zinc blend, calamine, and zincite. There are three important ores for this zinc. ZnS is the molecular formula of zinc blend. And then lead, there are three ores for this lead: galena, anglesite, and xerisite. Galena is the important ore of lead, which has a molecular formula of PbS. And then silver, there are five important ores: silver glans, pyrargyrite, and then chlorargyrite, stephenite, and porosite. So silver glans is the important ore of silver, which has a molecular formula of Ag2S. And then finally tin. Tin is a important ore of tin is cassiterite. It is otherwise called as, that is the other name of this cassiterite is tin stone, SnO2. Okay, so these are the basics about this unit. And then we are going to learn some basic terminologies what we must know from this unit. So first one is concentration of ore. So there are three important steps from which we can extract the metal. So first one is concentration of the ore, next one is extraction of the crude metal, and then third one is refining of the crude metal. Okay, first one, extraction of the ores. So extraction of the ores, the first extraction or concentration of the ores. So concentration of the ores, it is nothing but removal of impurities from the ore. So the ore is always with the some amount of impurities also. It is called as gangue particles. So we have to remove the impurities so that we can get a pure metal. Okay, removal of impurities process is called as concentration of the ore. So this concentration can be of four major types. First one is gravity separation or hydraulic wash, and the next one froth flotation, third one leaching, and then fourth one magnetic separation. So in this leaching also we have once again four important types. One is cyanide leaching, and then ammonia leaching, acid leaching, and then alkali leaching. Okay, and the next one is extraction of crude metal. So extraction of crude metal, in this case we have two important things. Two important types. One is conversion of ores into oxides. Next one is reduction of metal oxides. Okay, so conversion of ores into oxides, it contains two important types. One is roasting, another one is calcination. And then reduction of metal oxides, first one is smelting, and then reduction by carbon, reduction by hydrogen, reduction by metal, and then auto reduction also. Okay, so these are the basic terms you must know. So all these basic terminologies I have upload the PPT also. So from that you can memorize what are the important terms of this unit. And then apart from this, in this unit we have refining process of metal. So refining process, it contains nearly 5 methods. First method is distillation and then liquefaction. Third one is electrolytic refining. Fourth one is zone refining, and then the final method is vapor phase method. So today we have learned only the basic terminologies what we have to know about this unit. So the two important chapters we had to teach is Ellingham diagram as well as the application of this method, applications of metals, and then each method of concentration of ores as well as refining process and then extraction of metals. We will see all these things in the upcoming videos. Thank you, students.